All right. I think we're live. So we're going to wait. See who joins. Hello, hello. All right. I see one person is joined. Welcome. Glad you're here. Ooh, a few more people. Lives always, I feel like, take a minute to get off the ground because people have to recognize that a live is happening and yeah, all the things. So, welcome. Let's see, we have from South Florida, Laurel. Is that your name? Welcome. Hello, Christiana. Kristi Anna. Is that Christiana? Are you also a Kristi? Oh no. NYC. Hello, hello. Can y'all hear me? Hello. Goshen, Alabama. Miss J, welcome, welcome. Aurora, Illinois. Great, great, great. Can hear. Sound is good. Awesome. All right, we're popping on. Miss Rhodes, Lovis Rhodes, New Jersey. Welcome, Samantha, Atlanta, all over the place. We are all over. Yeah, evening. So y'all are what, 6 o'clock? Yeah. Same with New Jersey. Cool. All right. What else we have popping in? North, south, east, and west in Jesus' name. Amen. Everywhere. Wonderful. Paper, pencils, play. Hey. All right. If you can, let me know your name and where you are joining from. If you already haven't, let me know where you're joining from. If your name is different than what your handle is, just let me know so I can be calling you by your name and hopefully remember it. Let's see. Joy in the Daily. First time seeing a live. I know. I don't go live very often. Crazy thing is, sometimes this does still make me nervous in unplanned live when I have a plan, this is what I'm going to talk about. Da, 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 da. Good to go. And then just to pop on and do a FaceTime live type of thing. Yeah, that always gets me a little bit nervous. But I do think this is really important. I really wanted to check in and see how we are doing at the beginning of the year. Hello, Rochelle. All righty. Jaretha, no, you're good. Jaretha Madison, welcome. Let's see. Yes, Miss Sam. I love it. I love it. My adopted sis, Akron. Let's see. Kina from Chicago. Oh, you're not too far away. Hi, Jesse. I am live. I am live. This is Kristi doing things live. You just started watching me. Welcome. What video brought you in? I would love to know. If you are new here, let me know. Actually, however long you've been here, how long have you been part of this community? April is from Indianapolis. Welcome, April. Karen from California. Awesome. My sister's in California. And it's her birthday today. So she's like, tell your people to say happy birthday. Less than a year. Okay. Pam from KC, first time viewer. Welcome, Pam. Video about privilege. Yeah. Wonderful. I will let her know. Oh my goodness. I am all sweaty. Let's see. I've been watching so many of your videos and they've been such a blessing. Oh my goodness, thank you. That's so sweet. Hello from Wilson, North Carolina. Been following you for a few months. Love your videos. Looking forward to today's declutter info. Oh my goodness. This is so sweet. It is such a blessing to be able um to let God use me in a way where the things that I have been through can be a blessing to someone else. So I just never take that lightly. And I'm so thankful that y'all are watching, you're enjoying it, it is blessing you, and it is helping to unlock some things for you. All right. From the UK. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Gifted and chosen. All right. So I did want to do a check in, just a check in to see how it is we are doing. So, one, checking in about the new year, how we started. We are February, what is this? February 7th. And so we've just started really basically the year, and we're at that time where it is easy to feel like, oh my goodness, I am deep in it. And I haven't accomplished anything yet, or maybe I have, and whatever the case may be, we are just in that space of the year where it is really, we want to stay on top of things. So I want to check in about that. Also, whatever decluttering questions you have, I am here to chat about that. But then let's see that. If you have bought the calendar, we're going to talk about that, answer any questions that are related to that, and then just really a Q&A as well. So those are the four kind of main pieces that we're going to do, which we will do one at a time. So the first is, how is your year going so far? How is your year going so far? And I would say mine is going, while you guys are answering and thinking about that, mine is going well. It started out a little bit differently than what I anticipated. So I've mentioned it in the video that I got sick over Christmas. Whatever flu, cold cooties are going around, I got it. And yeah, that was not fun at all. That was not fun at all. So got that and was sick with that for a while. And so it kind of pushed back a few things that I was planning on getting done. But like I always say, you just get back up, you keep showing up. And so that's what we did. That is what we did. I fell off, but I'm back focused. I know there will be highs and lows with this process. Yes, it is. It really is one of those things where you have to continuously remind yourself to stay in it and to find a way to keep yourself in it, no matter what is going on, because it can be really easy for life to just get in the way, which it does. Life will happen, life will get in the way. And so we have to make our goals a priority as well. Videos are binge worthy. You can watch them all day. Oh, thanks. Another Atlanta. Welcome. Let's see. Judy from Minnesota. Been a sub for a while. Not sure how long, but love how positive you are. Thanks, Judy. Decided to start my year in February. Good. That bug, yes, terrible. It was so bad. Yeah, that had your girl down for a minute. Still here in a world that I'd rather not be, farming, finding funding, and cleaning up and out of my life. All right, cleaning things up is good. My first live started slow, but gaining momentum. Yeah, and that's okay. I love that every single day. I feel that every single day is a day to, if we need to pick back up, reset, start over, whatever, we can do that every single day. We do not have to wait for a new month. We don't have to wait for a new year. We don't have to wait for a Monday or a new season or whatever. We can just pick back up wherever we are, whatever day it is. There have definitely been times where earlier in the day, it did not go as well as I wanted it to, and had a little mini midday reset to get myself back together. So I think that when we keep recognizing that I don't have to be perfect, all I have to do is just keep showing up for myself, then it makes things so much easier. It's taken me a while to get back on track. My daughter was home for a month with Christmas break. My son was here for a week, but it was very pleasant in the moment. Enjoyed it. Good. That's what you should have been doing, was enjoying time with your family during the holidays. Glad you were able to do that. Started slow, but gaining momentum. Let's see. I think everyone was sick in January. You know what? It is really possible. It is really possible. I knew a lot of people who got sick all around the same time. And then we had that big snowstorm. If y'all had the snowstorm, let me know. We had that big snowstorm here and it shut things down for just a little bit here, but we, I guess, know how to handle snow. If you can't tell, I am not a native Midwesterner. So I am in Missouri. I am natively Texan. My heart is very much a Texan, always will be. And so as a Texan, not used to all of the cold and all of the winter stuff. Let's see. All right. I have another one. What is one thing that is harder than you expected as you've started the year? What is one thing that has been harder than you expected as you started the year? Lots of snow in Michigan. Exactly. You can give yourself permission to do exactly what it is you need to do to keep moving forward. So what has been harder than you expected this year? Let's see. I was spared. Good. That's a blessing. Time management. Time management can be a thing. So I am not the best with time. Like I can get to places on time. I can do the things that I need to do, but I always like overestimate the amount of time that I have. And so I've had to put things in place for myself so that I can do all the things that I want to get accomplished. To stop shopping, the struggle is real. Even after Christmas. Let's see. Same here, staying focused, working a job, knowing my department will be laid off in June. Oh, I'm sorry to hear. I'm sorry to hear. At least you have like a good amount of time to be able to like start planning for what is your next move. I piled up papers and need to go through them. Paper clutter, the worst. See, focusing has been a challenge. So what about focusing? Tell me about that. What about focusing has been a challenge? I would say for me has just been jumping into the year. Like I said, things had not started out the way we intended. I am still working on my vision board so to let you know how the year is going. I am still working on it. My husband and I, we love to do this every year where we have like just the time that we set aside and we do it. And so we got together, we did it, and we realized we still had a few things left to do. So nothing got glued on. And we've just been waiting to do that. So need to finish that up. And so there are things that have felt like, I haven't done it yet. I use alarms. Yep, those are good. I have a ton of them. My declutter system started last month, got overwhelmed. Yep. Video's been amazing. We'll be very thankful. You're courageous. Thank you. Hardest giving myself some grace. Late last fall, I've been dealing with mom's serious health crisis, a job challenge, and so much in handling her affairs. I haven't had time to breathe. And that's real. That's real. When you are in a very crazy season where things are busy, you are feeling pulled in a lot of different directions, that can be difficult. And especially when you hold yourself to a really high standard, giving yourself grace can be the most difficult part. But you're clearly doing a good job. It looks like you're showing up for yourself in the best way that you can. Keep going, keep doing that. I can imagine. I can definitely imagine. Gave myself permission to take some time off. And after 8 weeks, I'm hard to find to get myself mentally prepared to return to work. Yeah. Health, diet, appointments, reading, all the things. Okay, so good to know. Your comment makes me feel that I'm looking in the right direction. Planning on start trying out a task management system like Notion or Monday. I would think So Notion, I don't know if is Notion a task management system? I looked at Notion as more of a what is it, like a digital bullet journal to manage your life. I tried to do Notion for a little bit, and it was very what's the word I want to use? It was just labor intensive. There we go. Just the whole setup and all of that. Mental distractions, feels like I jump from one thing to another, not completing anything, staying thankful and grateful. Meh. Wanting to make sure I stay intentional about direction I want to go in life. Hope faith dreams that will happen, not get distracted by day-to-day tasks. Has been full on busy. Yeah. So how are you guys doing that? How are you making sure that you are showing up for yourself, even during the busy and the mess times? I would love just a collective of things that you are doing for yourself in the chat, because it sounds like a lot of you are feeling that collective, either overwhelmed or just not really fully in there yet. So what are you doing to still show up for yourself and show up for your goals during those times when it's not like you're not feeling 100% motivated or excited? I fell off with my ADHD therapy and treatment. That's trickled into everything in my life. I was starting to turn around. It's frustrating. Girl, why'd you fall off? Okay, good to know. This is Big Sis talking. Why'd you fall off your ADHD therapy? Let's get back on it. Okay, good to know. Not need frustration on something labor intensive. We'll continue research. Self-care. Yes, self-care is important. And self-care is so much more than just let me like get up and drink my lemon water and take a nice long bath and all of that. Self-care is so much more. Self-care is sometimes just discipline. It's sometimes just doing the thing that we need to do, even when we don't want to do it. Self-care is sometimes just, I said I was going to wake up at 5:30 in the morning, so I'm going to wake up at 5:30 in the morning. And it is putting those things in place so that we keep those promises to ourselves and we think about who I want to be in the future. Future me is going to look a certain way based off of the decisions that I am making today, the decisions that I'm making tomorrow. So what do I want that to look like? And so that self-care is not always the glamorized, aesthetic, beautiful, like, type of thing. Many times it is just what am I doing to take care of myself? So I know for me, we're going to go on a walk on a Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, because couldn't get it in early today. And that is a way of self-care and making sure that I'm still showing up for my health and fitness goals. Let's see. Another self-care thing was my husband made this really yummy chicken pot pie with just all of the stuff in it. And I was still really hungry and really just wanted the chicken pot pie. And it's Saturday. I'm like, I could eat this whole thing. But it's like, no, I'm just going to have some vegetables and some cottage cheese, because the future me is not going to be happy with that decision. Plus, it was just going to sit heavy on my stomach. All right. Understood. Mental distractions are real. Double whammy. Teacher paperwork and being a crafter. Oh, girl. Yes, that is a double whammy. Prayer, perseverance, and protein coffee. Yes. Trying to remind myself daily that completing one project will lead to big change before I know it. That is a good one. Waking up early to do devotional is a must. Consistently read my Bible, pray, regardless of what's going on. Yes. Clear my values and priorities. So keep reminding myself to focus on those and be okay if other things wait. Yep. Vitamin D is good. I feel like so many of us are deficient in vitamin D. That's what my doctor has always said. It's like, you're deficient. You need vitamin D. And so it's a real deficiency. Exercise helps. Cold weather has hindered my follow through. Drinking water is surprisingly helpful. Yep. It is easy to forget to hydrate. That's why I have my water bottle, new water bottle. And I specifically got it clear. So I've had a Stanley. I have had all of the fancy water bottles. This one I just got on Amazon. I don't even know if it's a brand at all. Yeah, no clue what it is. But I was specifically looking for something that was big and that was clear so that it would hold me accountable to drinking all of it. And I knew that if I'm drinking all of this in the day, then I have done exactly what I need to do with my water. Whereas my like Stanley and other cups, because I couldn't see them, I like it wasn't like this in your face thing. So I needed it very much in my face. Yes, we need to hydrate. I think so many of our problems will be solved if we hydrated. My therapist changed her schedule and I really want in person. We're both on the same day now. All right. All right. Yeah, you might have to do a virtual, Sam. I am loving all of these suggestions. My emotional support, Stanley. Yeah, I had it for a long time. And actually, the reason, let's see, I lost it in Paris. It was really funny because when we were there, I had it, walked into our hotel, and she was like, "You must be American because y'all are the only people we've ever seen who have a Stanley." She's like, "I don't think I've ever seen one in my whole in actual person." So yeah, I had that thing for the longest and then lost it. Cool and rainy down in South Florida, but today was sunny and beautiful. Nice. I heard there were some parts of Florida that were really cold, weren't there? Let's see. All righty. Yes, these are some great, great suggestions. I love the collective. There is always such power in what we all bring to the table. Many times we don't trust our own voices. We don't trust what it is that we have to say or trust that we have something that is good to put out there. And so we keep it to ourselves. But these are all good things. These are all really great ideas to be able to come back to and remind yourself. It's also nice to be able to recognize that so many people are going through a lot of the same things and are needing that encouragement. It's freezing, single digits. Yeah, we finally got into the double digits. We finally got here into the double digits. So that's nice. So I think winter is about to start, like moving toward being over, but I don't know. Not sure yet. All right. All righty. So I also wanted to check in about the Declutter Your Life um, digital planner. If you have gotten it, let me know. If you got the digital planning, if you got the digital planner, let me know in the chat. And if so, how are you using it? I intended to go for a live, actually a long time ago, early January, to just get us started. But again, I was sick. And so it just kind of threw things off for me. Plus, for those of you who don't know, I actually do have a job, like an actual career. I'm a professor. So was having to do toggle with both things. And so wanted to do this as a check-in for those of you who have bought the planner. One, hopefully it is doing well for you. You're able to see what the different, just kind of what the different components are and how you can use it. Let's see. Got the planner, but printed it out and haven't used it too much after the very first start. Oh, so you got to use it. So it is intended to be used digitally. You can print it out, and that is totally fine. But it is intended to be used digitally because you can. It's hyperlinked so that you can go to the different sections. However, you can print it out and you can just like turn the pages, and that is fine as well. But it has some like prompts, some journal prompts that are on the side as you think about each week. And every single month, it is a completely like new focus. So in January, we were focusing on decluttering your mind and all of the things that it takes to declutter your mind as you are going into January. And then in February, this month, is emotional clutter. So all the ways that our lives get cluttered up and we don't always connect them back. That has been, y'all have really loved this whole like clutter series on on my channel. And what's funny is I never actually considered myself a decluttering channel. I've never watched a single decluttering video in my life, because as I started talking about it, I was just sharing my journey of getting this stuff out. So I started it in October of 2022. And I put out a video where I was saying, hey, I'm going to do a 30-day like throwaway. I'm getting rid of all this stuff because we're about to move, and we just like it's time to get rid of things. And the whole goal was just to get rid of stuff so that when we moved, like my husband and I were going in with a fresh start. I mentioned this on a previous video so we got married in 2021. And when we got married, we were living in two different cities because I had a job there. He was working here, and that was just what it was. And so we traveled back and forth multiple times a week in Memphis and in St. Louis. And we had two homes. And so there were two full homes of my stuff in Memphis, all of his stuff here in St. Louis. And when we came together, practically speaking, it was like all of this stuff is not going to fit. So it's time to like get rid of some things. And I was ready. It's like, we have a move coming up. Let's do it. And so let's see. That was October. I put that video out. November, it started my 30-day throwaway. And every single day, I had a specific focus of what I was going to do. I had rules in place for myself so that I could stay engaged with it. And that was what we did. And as I was doing it, it was just like, oh, this is a lot more involved than what I anticipated. And once I started focusing, especially like on whole rooms or like I remember doing my whole bedroom in December, started another part in that series where I was doing our bedroom. We did our office. We did our bathrooms. We did just all of these different spaces. And it became a thing of, I can like clearly connect the clutter that I'm keeping to all of these old mindsets, to things that I'm feeling, to things that happened when I was in my 20s, to things that probably has been carry over since I was a child, but all of these mindsets that came from lots of different places. And I am by nature a very just thoughtful and pensive person. I am very much an introvert. A lot of people don't think that, but I'm very much an introvert. So I stay in my head a lot. And as I was looking through all of these things, I could just clearly see, wow, this is how this has made me feel, or this is why I do this. Just the connections were firing off. So that's how we have gotten to this whole declutter space that y'all like have really gravitated toward. Because of the lessons that I have learned for myself. Let's see. Can I share the link? Absolutely. I will share the link. And you know what? Let me see if I can share what it looks like. Let me see. I feel like YouTube has done some things to try to make it look a lot more like Zoom, but it's not exactly like Zoom. So let me show you guys really quickly the calendar. Is that it? No, that's not it. Where is it? There we go. Here it is. So this is the calendar, Declutter Your Life 2026 digital calendar. I have it open in my Google Doc, but like I mentioned, it is designed to be used digitally. So with an app like GoodNotes, that's what I use, or Notability, where you can actually download it. Both of those are free. You download it and you can it's like a PDF annotator, which is what it is. GoodNotes and Notability. They're both PDF annotators. And so you can put any PDF into it, not just my calendar, but like any PDF that you have, and you can take notes on it. You can do it on your computer. I use it with my iPad. You can do it with your phone. And I made sure you could use it in all those different spaces. But as you can see, it hyperlinks to all of the different sections. So as I click on January, there we go. It went to January. And so, which is the declutter your mind, as well as, of course, a little quote down there. Let me go back to the intro so that you can see. So just like any calendar, you get to customize it as you want, put your name in it. The index is all hyperlinked as well. So if you're in the index, you can click to January, you can click to November. So November is declutter with gratitude. You would click there. And then you can always get back to the index using the tabs on the side. There are monthly letters from me, really as an encouragement of what are some things that we might be thinking about as we are going into this month. What is the focus for this month? What does that look like? There's a monthly preview. So I'm gonna go through January so you can see what that looked like. Is this not the right one? Here we go. So we have the monthly preview that you get to determine what are some things that you personally are focusing on for that month outside of just what our collective monthly focus is. What are some important dates, all of the calendar things, as well as the overview. So like I said, for January, the overview was we're focusing on decluttering your mind, clearing out the mental clutter, all of the things that are happening mentally, and making space to hear God more clearly, move with confidence. We have our aligned life priorities, which is something that I talk about with my coaching clients, and when I do other like live activities or masterclass, I talk about these aligned life priorities of faith, fitness, and freedom, where I've noticed that anything I want to do, anything that I want to accomplish is related to one of those three areas. And if something is off in any of those areas, then the whole thing becomes off. We start noticing it in everything. So if something's off in my faith, then I can't get to a place of freedom. Something may be off in my fitness as well. Faith being my connection with God and myself and being grounded in that. Fitness being a whole life type of fitness, not just I'm drinking my water and I'm eating my vegetables, but how am I showing up across my life? And then freedom is getting rid of all of the things that are distractions and things that are holding us back from the life that we want to live. And so I provide some very specific ones for that, as well as some intentions for the month. We have a declutter focus checklist every single month, and it's different every month. And then how you want to focus for the month. I'm focusing on a word. What does that word look like? So for me, my word for January was intentional. It can be really easy for me to not be intentional if I'm not thinking about it. And so that was my focus for the month, was really just being intentional. And then outside of that, what are your goals in 3 different areas? You have a calendar, just like a normal calendar. Like I mentioned, your letter from me each month. And then each week, we have this mini alignment check-in of just things that you can be thinking of, kind of like a guided journal, but for the week. And that's what you get every single month. Let me move back so I can see if there was anything else that I missed. Oh, I have a welcome where it tells you how to be able to use the planner and ways that you can best use it for yourself. What does it mean to be aligned? I go into that faith, fitness, and freedom, explain that a whole lot more deeply. And then ways that you can use it. And I've been using it. And so it has been really helpful to just write in it and just have a focus for how I'm moving throughout the year. All right. Let's see. Introverts like us are so withdrawn, keeping, yep, we do. We do. And so my YouTube channel has been such a stretch for me to get my thoughts from outside of my head and onto a space where other people can listen to them and benefit from them. Let's see. I see one title, What to Do When Today Sucks. Yeah. That was one of my very early videos. The sound, I will say, the music is very loud in it. All the negativity since 2020. Let's see, we need more positivity like this in our day. Oh, good. Faith, fitness, freedom. That's good. Like it's our, yep, exactly. Trying self. I love it. Um, does the digital planner also work with smartphones? I presume it does. I need to order it. Yes, go ahead and get it. Yes, it does. So you would have to, again, download GoodNotes on iPhone, or actually, I have an iPhone. I don't know what kind of phone you have. I would just say look and see how you would be able to use it with, because I do want it to be something that you get a lot of use out of. Yeah, I want it to be something that you can get a lot of use out of. All right. Do you have any organization tips? All right. What specifically? I mean, that's broad. I do have organization tips, but that's broad. I wasn't able to get to digital planner, but where should I begin as I relocate within months? So give me a little bit more, just because I'm not 100% sure about your question. So what are you looking to do? Are you looking to get rid of all of your stuff? Um, are you looking to set goals for your life? What do you mean exactly? I rediscovered how much carving out time for creativity rejuvenates me, which I need amidst the giant health issue. Creativity is fun. It's nice. It does feel good. Um, let's see. Mm, I would never have thought you were an introvert. Oh my goodness. So much of an introvert. Like I have to be on talking out with the people a lot. My husband is a pastor. And so of course that just means being present and being vocal. And for jobs that I've done, I've had to talk in public, be a public speaker, talk to hundreds of people and all of that. So I can do it. But after that, I definitely need like a good 10 hours to just stare at the wall because my energy is completely drained. Um, we decluttered the living room, trying to see how we can tackle the bedroom. So, one of the things that I like to tell people the most about decluttering is if you are overwhelmed with where to start, then start by doing just like one thing, one category of thing. So I don't usually say, okay, I'm going to go and declutter my closet or declutter my whole bedroom, because that can get really overwhelming. What I will usually say is, all right, today we are just going to tackle the pants. So I'm going to look at all the pants that I have. What are the ones that I wear, that I don't wear, all of that. That is something that can take me 30 minutes or less. It's not going to overwhelm me, and I stay really focused. I also have a little bit of ADHD where I can get so distracted so easily. So to just have one focus is, if I start pulling out shirts, I am off task. I need to come back to the pants. So one type of thing is always a nice place to start, and doing it for a consistent amount of time. Over one day, it doesn't necessarily feel like a lot, but you can give yourself a high five and you can move on because, yay, I did that. I got rid of the pants. Now all I have left are the pants that I want. The next day, I'm doing shirts. And if you have like too many shirts, cool. I'm just doing the red shirts. What is the way that you can do it for yourself? There is no need to make it be this big overwhelming process where this whole weekend I have to get my house like that. Like, this is not an episode of Hoarders. It is a, how do I actually make this function within my life? Let's see. Tapped out. Yep. I recently went out to buy some organizing containers. Days later, it dawned on me that maybe getting stuff to contain my stuff was not the answer. I really need to declutter again. Well, that's good. You came to that that realization. You have to also figure out what type of clutter are you holding on most to. Is it all sorts of clutter, or is it, I've done a lot of talking about layered clutter. So is it just like, is it stuff that I don't really care about, but I just kind of stuff it away because I don't want to deal with it, I don't want to see it? Or is it stuff that I have some type of emotional connection to? And so there is difficulty in getting rid of. Sometimes starting with the things that are just kind of, I have no emotional attachment to, it's just crap that I need to get rid of, is usually an easier place to start. Let's see. It's perfect. I never thought of this. One type. Yep. One type at a time. Your bullet points on the monthly recap will be so helpful for me. They will allow me to reflect and also stay on task. Yes, that is what I have been doing with them, especially with the weekly one. I do the weekly, look at that weekly journaling as something that I'm thinking of each day that week. Breaking into small tasks so that you can finish. Absolutely. For me, I got all worried about being able to get things and make too many, made too many back stocks of supplies. I got worried about being able to get things and made too many back stocks of supplies. I didn't fully get that. I'm sorry. Let's see. Uh, yeah. Um, There was one day I was in the bathroom and just looking in a drawer and just started pulling out a few things. It wasn't like, it wasn't this whole big deal. It was like, oh, I'm not using that. I'm never going to use that again. And I was out in like 2 minutes. Good evening. I use your content for the Designing Calm course I teach. Thank you. You're welcome. Been stocking up on things I use daily, like toothpaste, deodorant, canned goods. What do you mean stocking up? What are we talking about, Judith, with stocking up? Do you need all that stuff? Let's see. Yeah, it is buying too much for just in case. I figured that was what you were thinking. During the pandemic, things were hard to come by, so perhaps that's why. Yeah, they were. But they were also still there. So, yeah, they were hard to come by, but then they were also still like you could still find them. That is one of the things with club. We will think we are being smart when in reality we are living in fear. We are living in um, all of these scenarios that we're living in the worst case scenario when our life is not meant to be lived in the what if everything just falls apart. That trickles into every aspect of our lives. Hi, Jessa. Hey, girl, you made it. How's it going? Yeah, that trickles into every single part of our lives where we think we're being wise and we're being smart, but it's just taking up time, it's taking up money, it's taking up space, and it's causing a lot of frustration for us. I feel like it became a hoarder of these things after the toilet paper shortage of 2020. Yeah, we have a Christmas ornament that has like all of the crazy things that happened in 2020. Of course, there's like a little toilet paper roll on it. That was insane, but our world has learned from that by now. And so we're not going to be in that type of shortage probably anytime soon. And it's okay to have a few extra things, but to live in fear, that is one, that is not going to do anything for your faith. I am a very faith-based girly. And when I talk about privilege, it is this idea of trusting that God is going to provide. No, it's not that I'm being stupid with my money. It's not that I am not being wise and not planning for the future, because that's not what it is. And that is of it, you have to always be a good steward. You have to be planning for the future, but there's a difference between planning for the future and living in fear. I had to pause. I'm so behind. I think that's where I'm going wrong. To brought up a declutter goal. Okay, had to break these down into small tasks. I'm trying to do too much. Living in fear is not very Christian. You're right. After divorce, it's been hard for me to get rid of stuff that is a fear mindset. As a guest speaker, please send me an email. So my email address is in my bio in YouTube. So send me an email. I just completely reorganized my shoes and got rid of a ton. It's much more than organizing shoes. I'm thinking of organizing differently now. It's a mindset of contentment. Exactly. That I am good with what I have. I love privilege mindset. I do too, girl. I do too. Because it's not about being better. I know I've gotten some comments where people clearly have not watched the video or clearly just misunderstood what it was that I was saying. And I'm fine with that. That doesn't bother me at all. But my goal is for everybody to know that I can adopt this for myself. Nobody else can take that away from me. Nobody else can determine whether I am high value or what. I make that determination for myself because of who I am. I can step into the mindset of recognizing I'm worthy and that I can go after my dreams. I can go after a better life, no matter where I'm starting from, no matter where I have, no matter what's happened to me in life. I can make that decision to move forward. And it is so empowering. And as a Christian, for me, it is recognizing that I serve a God who loves me and who is the author of and the architect of this world. Why would I live in fear when I know that he has my best interest at heart? It's hard to have faith sometimes because we only see the things that we see. We see a world that is broken. We see a world that is full of hurt and pain and a lot of other stuff. But we serve a God who is over all of that, and he feels all of that, and he loves us, and he wants the best for us. And so trusting in that has just been such a source of peace. When I find good deacon things that I cannot seem to pass up, not that I even need it, it's just the feeling of getting a good deal. That was what my last part of my last video was about that I posted yesterday, about how I kept bringing in this stuff into my home that I didn't even really love, but it felt like, well, I can't pass it up. Of course, this is a good deal. Why would I not get it? And it was stuff that I would hardly ever use, or I would just be like, why did I get this? Why? I'm not using it. I don't like it. Stuff that still had the tag on it, or it would break very quickly because it was such a good deal. God owns everything and he will provide. I've started to shift my mindset, finding my self-worth again, knowing I'm a daughter of the King. Your story has really encouraged me. Amen. Amen. So in these last few minutes, I did want to just give you guys a chance to do a little bit of a Q&A. Ask me some questions. Ask me your questions. What's the Little Mermaid song? Ask them my questions and get some answers. Yeah. What are your questions and answers? Will this be on replay or saved to review? It might be for like a couple of days. I will usually take them down just because, I will usually take them down. But it will be up for maybe a couple of days. My favorite movie, Clueless. I know pretty much every line in that movie. What do you do about nosy friends? Hold on. Overshot. What do I do about nosy friends? Tell me more about that. I have a very small circle of people that I keep in my life. Like, I am very intentional. When I say I've decluttered my life, I declutter my life. And so I have always just been, as an introvert, like I am close to a small number of people, and the people that are in my life are not nosy like that, or we talk about the things that I want to talk about. Um, a great way to not overshop is to purchase online just what you need and pick it up. Potentially, yeah. Nice. I love that movie too. My favorite musical? Favorite musical? I need to go to more musicals. Like I grew up going to a lot of them, but I really, really enjoyed Wicked. I want to go see it live. Really, really enjoyed that. I know it had a lot of just stuff around it, but I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was very well done. I loved all of the music in it. Unnecessarily prying, asking random question, looking at my money. No, I don't have any friends who do that. But if you do have people in your life like that, I mean, I will just talk to people head on, like, hey, what is going on? Like, or just not answer the question because I just don't feel like I owe everybody an answer about things that I don't want to give them an answer about. So those might not, you just might have to adjust how you talk to them, or set those boundaries of what you are willing to talk about or what you want to say. And you have to say that because they will continue to ask. Have a great singing voice. Thank you. Rolling with the homies. Yep. So Wicked musical in 2017. Yes. Let's see. I also saw The Wiz, which was fun. Saw that like right after the Wicked for Good movie came out, or before, one of them, I can't remember. Redirect the conversation. Yes. Have you considered doing an in-person meet and greet in the near future? I thought about it, but I mean, we're all my Missouri girlies. Ain't none of y'all said that y'all are from Missouri. So yes, I have thought about it, but just trying to figure out what that would look like. One of my big goals is to do like a nice size like conference or a retreat or something. So yes. Do you ever struggle to keep your filming area so clean? Your home looks so peaceful and light. Yes, I mean, it gets messy because we are living in this home every single day. So it does get messy, but we clean it up. Our home is never more than about 30 minutes away from being like, from looking good, like every room. Now, there are times when we want to do a nice deep clean, and that may take a couple of hours, but we have put in systems in place so that it pretty much stays generally cleaned, and anything that needs to get put up gets put up. I am blessed to have a husband who also who values cleanliness at a really high level. In fact, he is a lot more like, he has a lot less tolerance for for lack of cleanliness than I do, and he will get in there and the house will be just like spotless. Because he'll get in there and he will do it. I'm like, babe, the house looks so good. We love you, but Missouri sounds cold. Yeah, so Missouri is one of those places, well, it's cold right now, but it gets like all 4 seasons. So it can be like cold in the morning, and then you're in shorts in the afternoon. But it really does get all 4 seasons, which means that it gets really pretty to see as well. Haven't seen any Wicked movies. I really liked it. I like a whole range of movies though. So do you only do declutter videos for clothes, or do you also include paper clutter? That's my issue. Lots of mail, political candidates, important info. Yeah, I don't just talk about clothes. I really talk about the mindset behind clutter and the things that we keep. So it's not always the process. Like, I think many times we can figure out the process of decluttering, and I will include that in my videos of tips for that. But it's also really like the mindset of, what are we doing? Like, why am I holding on to this stuff? And what are some practical ways to actually get rid of it? And so you can apply that to whether it's paper clutter, or it is birthday cards, or it is, I got a whole lot of flack for children's artwork. If it's children's artwork, if it is clothes, if it's shoes, if it's whatever the thing is, you can apply it. And that's why I really love my my layered decluttering process that I've talked about, where We have layer 1 clutter, which is out of sight, out of mind. Layer 2 clutter of happy memories. Layer 3 clutter of my ideal self, of I'm keeping this because I think this is what I should be or thought I would be. And then layer 4 clutter of it's so hard to say goodbye, which are things that are tied to just sentiment. I just knew I was Dion. Yes, we all loved us some Dion. Share. That would plummet our stock. Yes. How do you manage low energy days? Just push through as much as possible. Also, try to have what are my non-negotiables for that day. I have so every single day, my grounding practice and thing that I do is my devotional and spend my time with God. I do that every single day, no matter what. I also have other non-negotiables of things that I am going to do. What does my show up look like on those low energy days? Is that instead of going for a 3-mile or hour-long walk and doing my full lifting session, maybe it's just that I'm going to turn on a Grow with Joe for 15 minutes and say I showed up and call it a day. I'm going to drink my water. I'm going to make sure I have at least one vegetable. I'm going to focus for just this amount of time, or I'm going to get this task done. So it keeps me on track. It keeps me feeling like I want to feel. If I do still need to be productive, if it is a day where I truly do know that I am tapped out and I need some rest, like those days that I was sick and I really could not do anything, then I let myself do that and gave myself permission to do it. And you also have to have good people in your life who can see you for who you are and what you need. And so I would talk to my husband too, who is a nice calming source for me. It's like, girl, you need to sleep. You need to rest. Don't be doing anything. And that's okay. If you can't post a video, you can't post a video. At least you can put out something. So for YouTube, I would put maybe a short or a post on my on my post tab, or just something to just be like, hey, like I'm here, I'm alive, but I cannot do a video. Thankfully, I've been able to get those out and I schedule them a lot. But what does that look like for you? What is your minimum non-negotiable that you can do on low energy days? If you try to plan your life around your high energy days, then you're going to feel like a failure every single time, because there may be only about 30% of days where you are at your peak self. And then when you plan your life around your peak self, then it doesn't account for the fact that life does come in and there are these ebbs and flows, and you have other things that need to get accomplished. Do you ever have trouble once you achieve a goal? Sometimes it seems as if I sabotage as soon as I accomplish and get what I wanted. No, I don't much have trouble once I achieve a goal, but sometimes I do have a problem celebrating. Like I will get to a point and I will be like, oh, well, it's not that big a deal. When in reality, it is a huge deal. And it was a huge accomplishment. Whether it was a huge deal for other people, it was a huge deal for me. And so need to take a moment to step back, accept that, embrace the fact that, yeah, you know what? I did that. Good job, Kristi. Before just moving on to the next thing. Thank you for posting your videos, sharing your truth. It's been such great inspiration and motivation. Love your calendar. Oh, thanks, Anna. Love the idea of retreat or conference. I do too. Stay tuned. Do you watch any channels on YouTube? I do. I have channels I watch. I like Janet and Domahina. I like her. Let's see, who else do I like? I like Rihanna Janice, is that her name? I like her. I'll have to go through who are some people that I have to go through my phone and see who I watch. Sometimes I end up just watching some random things, but oh, I love Aaliyah's face. Who doesn't? What girl doesn't love Aaliyah's face? I enjoy her, but sometimes her vlogs are just so long. And so like, oh, I have to break you up in chunks. Let's see. Yes. What month was the layer clutter video? Forced to stay home and want to review that video. Um, it might have been November or December, I think. I think I was in a green sweater. I think. Don't fully quote me on that, but I think I was in a green sweater. Um, Besides the planner, will there be a book on decluttering in your future? Oh, I love this question. I have gotten this a lot. So there are some things that are in the works. Yes, I have a ton of ideas, but I'll let you know. If you are not signed up for my mailing list, make sure you are, because that is where the first news goes out about anything that is coming. There's some things that I have planned for this year, because it has just been really, really important to me to figure out how can I really support my community in this decluttering and leveling up journey where we are just working on leveling up our whole lives. And I know that many times the difficulty is staying on it. We can get really excited about it, but it is okay, now that that excitement is gone, what do I do? And I say excitement and not motivation, because hot take, I actually believe motivation is really important. Like, I believe it to my core that you need motivation, and that motivation is a key component within our success. And so let me quickly explain that, because motivation is not excitement. Those are two completely different things. Excitement is a feeling. Motivation is, what is my why behind doing a thing? I need to have a strong enough why that is going to compel me and that's going to push me forward on the days that I am not excited about it. And so I like to give the example that we are motivated to go to work every single day. You may have a job that you hate, but you are motivated to go every day because you know that you need to get your paycheck. You are motivated to show up on time and in your proper uniform, or whatever the case may be, because you know what is attached to that. If you don't do it, then you're not going to get paid. That is motivation, which is the actual meaning of it. But so many times we look at it as this feeling of excited, or I feel so motivated. Yeah, but that's not exactly it. You feel excited. You feel these like butterflies and excitement in your chest and in your tummy, but where's your why? Where is your deeper root that is going to keep you pushing forward on the days that it's hard, it's difficult, you don't want to do it? Thank you. Let's see. You are welcome. Do you offer any coaching sessions, group or private? I do. Email me. I don't usually advertise them a lot, because I like to work very small group with people. But like I said, there are some things that are coming down the pipeline. So sign up for my mailing list, because again, those are going to be the first people to hear about like what those things are and what that looks like. I appreciate your email that announced the live. Oh, great. I'm glad. I was hoping y'all would get it. All right. Let's see. I think I've gone through our questions. Yeah. So that's that. It is 6:03. We have been on for an hour. It has been really, really fun. I know I say this, I feel like I say this at the end of every live. I gotta do these more often, maybe like a once a month type of thing. One last question. Excluding sentimental, least favorite areas to declutter. I don't have a favorite area to declutter. I know I talk about this stuff a lot, but it is always a thing of it needs to just get done. So I will just handle what needs to handle, and it's nothing is greater or lesser than. The only thing I don't really love though is folding clothes, but that is a several times a week task that has nothing to do with decluttering. All right, guys, I am so glad that you joined. I'm glad you were here. Like I said, I will have this up maybe for a couple of days. So if you did not get a chance to watch or join in at the top of it, then go ahead and take a listen. But other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful evening. Enjoy Super Bowl if you are watching. I don't even know who's playing, but I will be eating and I will be enjoying it. And I will be watching all the commercials and the halftime show. So other than that, I will see y'all. Love you. Have a good evening. Bye.